Episode 9 is set to conclude the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy itself by writer and director J.J. Abrams. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that I personally am very excited to see in this movie is exactly what Chris Terrio and JJ will bring to the table for the final installment of this current trilogy, and exactly how they're going to tie it into the prequels and how this movie is truly going to end. Now, these past couple of months or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc., one of which has all to do with some of the plot details involved in this movie. Specifically, what's really intriguing is that the film is set to include many new worlds, including a snow world, swamp world, jungle world, desert world, plain world, and a world with tons of rock formations. Kylo Ren has a new band of stormtroopers that are decked in red armor with new helmet designs that are close to the design of Kylo's. He also has an elite force of troopers that sport black bulky armor with blasters attached to the arms. The castle design on the plain world is massive and looks like something out of Game of Thrones, with a large bridge that brings in the alien horse creatures. Dominic Monaghan is said to be one of the leaders of the castle that also contains a black market underground. At some point in the third act, Poe Dameron is said to get a promotion to General Dameron and take over the role of Leia as leader of the Resistance, and at times will be referred to as General Dameron. It's unclear if this is a hint of Leia's death or not. Rey's lightsaber hilt, which is actually both Anakin and Luke's, reforged, will go through 3 different phases for its appearance, which could indicate time jumps in between acts of the movie. Kylo Ren's knights will have scenes without their helmets. The ones without helmets as of right now actually do consist of women in their 30s. X-Wings, Y-Wings, and A-Wings will be part of the story, but will focus on newer ships that will actually come from both Legends and the EU material, as well as the current Disney canon. So I really want to go over a couple of parts about this that really do raise my interest in Episode 9. First things first, I really want to go over these new worlds. Now, we're going to get a swamp, desert, rock formation world, a snow world, etc. All of these different planets coming into play here for Episode 9. Now, this definitely falls in line with what we heard a couple of weeks ago, that this movie really is going to have the most planets out of every single Star Wars movie to date, even more than that of Revenge of the Sith. And I gotta say, that is quite something, because I think in Revenge of the Sith, wasn't it like over 13 planets that were in that movie technically, you know, if you're counting the Order 66 sequences? But moving past all of this, the other thing that I do want to focus on and talk a little bit about more is the castle design that is coming into play here on this grassy world, the plain world. So this grass world, which may very well be the planet of Lothal, we're not quite sure if it really is going to be, but this is indeed the location of Dominic Monaghan's character as well as Naomi Acki's character in the first act of the film. Now, Naomi Acki's character is rumored as of right now to be Vera Calrissian, Lando Calrissian's daughter, and we'll have to wait and see if this actually does come into fruition. Now, if she does end up being the daughter of Lando Calrissian, she must make it out of the first act. I mean, you would assume, right? So, I want to go over this black market. This black market, we heard about this lightly 6 months ago, and it seems like it's falling directly in line with this actual sequence involving the castle on this grassy world. So Dominic Monaghan, he is one of the clan leaders, one of the big leaders of this castle, or wherever we are, really. And he does actually operate this underground world, this black market, that actually does hold a lot of resources that are quite well and quite usable for the Resistance. Now, if you look at everything here, you know, we do know that this movie is going to be an all-out war and a war to end all wars. So that leads us to General Dameron, right? Poe Dameron being upgraded to a general. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like that this may, and just may, be a hint that Leia is going to die in Episode 9. You know, this was also hinted at in one of the Poe Dameron comics, where she says she can't do her job forever, and she looks quite sickly in the comics. You know, she's dealing with solar radiation, and she's dealing with all of the other elements that she got from being thrown out into space, you know, in The Last Jedi. So with that being said, him being upgraded to General Dameron, alright, getting that promotion, you know, being pretty much higher up in the Resistance, I think is a great move. I think not only is it going to make the character of Poe more interesting in this film, it's going to give him more authority, and not only that, I think what we can actually expect to see is that he's going to be more around the lines of a Han Solo figure in Episode 9, at least I hope so. Now, the other thing that I do want to go over are the Knights of Ren. At least some of the Knights are going to be women. So some of them will be females, at least the ones that are without their helmets so far. So, like I say, I think that this is yet another big hint and/or indicator that Mara, alright, the character of Mara, codenamed, of course, portrayed by Kerry Russell, is going to be one of the Knights of Ren, or at the very least, going to be the lead Knight of Ren by Kylo Ren's side. That's what I'm going to actually expect to see in this movie. And lastly, the X-Wings, the Y-Wings, and A-Wings will be a part of this story. However, they're actually going to be a supplement to the Resistance. We're actually going to have new ship designs that are going to be created by JJ and crew. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.